All right, let's jump right in. Today, we are taking a deep dive into one of the most incredible paths a Freemason can take, the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite. And look, this isn't just about collecting more degrees or going to more meetings. We're talking about a system of learning so complete, so profound, that it's rightly called a Master Mason's University. You know, for anyone who's completed the first 3 degrees in their Blue Lodge, there's this amazing sense of accomplishment. But then, pretty quickly, this big question pops up. You've been given the working tools, you've learned the foundations, but is that it? Where do you go from here to get a real understanding of it all? What comes next?
For a whole lot of Masons, the answer is a personal quest for more light. And in Masonry, that's not just some poetic little phrase, right? It's the real driving force that leads people to the Scottish Rite. It's about making a deliberate shift from learning basic moral lessons to asking much, much bigger philosophical questions.
In this comparison right here, it just nails the relationship between the two. Your Symbolic Lodge, or Blue Lodge, is absolutely essential. It gives you your moral compass, it teaches you how to build yourself into a better person. The Scottish Rite then comes along and asks the big, searching why. Why this symbol? Why this story? It doesn't replace the Blue Lodge, no way. It makes it richer, adding these incredible layers of history, philosophy, and context to the symbols you already thought you knew.
Which brings us to probably the best way to think about the Rite's entire purpose. You really can think of it as the University of Masonry. And that just gets right to the heart of it. See, this journey isn't about climbing a ladder to get a higher rank. It's about enrolling yourself in a graduate-level program for your mind and for your spirit. The whole focus changes from just participating in rituals to really studying the huge intellectual traditions that Freemasonry is built on. So what do you get when you enroll in this university? Well, first, you get a seriously comprehensive education. You're diving into history, comparative religion, ethics, the whole shebang. Second, you get a much broader sense of fellowship. Unlike your local lodge, Scottish Rite Valleys can draw members from all over, connecting you with this incredible network of thinkers. And finally, and this is the big one, it gives you a profound call to service. It's an obligation to take everything you've learned and put it to work out in the real world. So how exactly is this education delivered? Well, the core curriculum is a series of 29 additional degrees. But wait, these aren't just more ceremonies. Think of them as intricate one-act allegorical plays. I mean, one minute you might be in the court of a medieval knight struggling with tyranny, and the next year exploring the ancient mysteries of Egypt. It's all designed to immerse you in a very specific moral lesson. And this curriculum is organized into 4 distinct groups or bodies. A great way to think of them is like the different colleges within the university. Each one builds on what you learned in the last one, guiding you through this logical progression of thought. From digging deeper into the legends of the Blue Lodge, all the way to tackling some really complex philosophical and chivalric problems. The whole journey is just so well structured. It all kicks off in the Lodge of Perfection, where you're really contemplating your duty and the nature of God. From there, the chapter of Rose Croix kind of zooms out to focus on universal truths and the idea of rebuilding society. Then, the Council of Kadosh uses these amazing chivalric stories to explore moral conflicts, right before the consistory steps in to pull every single one of these threads together. But, you know, for the really dedicated student, the learning doesn't just stop when the play is over. The Rite offers what you could call advanced studies. These are formal, structured programs for anyone who wants to go even deeper down the rabbit hole. The best example of this is the Master Craftsman program. It's basically a series of correspondence courses that lets you study at your own pace. You can think of it as the university's distance learning department. It starts you off with a much deeper philosophical dive into the first 3 degrees, then it moves on to the Rite's own rituals, and finally it helps you tackle the massive work of Albert Pike, Morals and Dogma, to really get the why behind it all. And for those who want to be on the cutting edge, who want to actually contribute to Masonic knowledge, there's the Scottish Rite Research Society. Okay, if the Rite is a university, this is the doctoral program. It's a real community of serious scholars producing peer-reviewed research on Masonic history and philosophy. This is living, breathing knowledge, not just dusty old lessons. So we have to ask the big question, where does all this lead? What's the point of this gigantic educational system? Well, it all leads to a fundamental shift in your purpose. It's about transforming from a symbolic builder into a soldier for humanity. And I mean that literally. That's not just a metaphor. The Scottish Rite puts its money where its mouth is. It's the main benefactor for more than 170 Rite care clinics across the country. These clinics provide life-changing speech and language therapy to children, and they do it completely free of charge. This is Masonic charity put into action on a massive scale.
This quote just captures the end goal perfectly. It's a transformation from a builder to a soldier. A builder works on improving himself and maybe his immediate community. But a soldier, armed with all the knowledge and philosophy from the Rite, takes on a bigger mission, to serve and defend the highest principles of humanity, like truth, tolerance, and liberty, out in the wider world. And philanthropy like Rite care? That's the principle made real.
It all comes together in the 32nd degree, which reveals what's called the royal secret. Now, spoiler alert, it is not a password or a secret handshake. It's a philosophy for how to live your life. The royal secret is this profound idea that your life's work is to be a true soldier for humanity, to use reason as your weapon against ignorance and oppression, and to dedicate yourself to building a better world for everyone.
And so, we end up right back where we started, with a question. The Scottish Rite makes it crystal clear that getting your 32nd degree isn't graduation day, it's orientation day for the rest of your life. The real value isn't in the knowledge you packed away, but in how you choose to answer this one simple, profound question.